There's
70%.
There's some attrition.
Yeah.
But a lot of people
There's like one kid that's in all of them.
A lot of people stick around for
Quicksilver's in
most
all of them.
seasons.
Yeah. And Kathy Bates is like a continuing thing since Coven.
Oh my god, I love
Kathy Bates is the...
That was a great cast. That entire cast was...
Lady Gaga's sticking to it now since she was in...
Is she in the new
hotel
one too?
She was in the Roanoke. I don't know. I assume she's going to be in Cult because she was in the one after.
Yeah,
because I have not seen Roanoke yet, and I have not been watching this one.
Me either.
Yeah.
They're just they're pumping them out, dude.
Well, it's like
they're coming out fast.
Sure.
That's sort of the thing, though, is like when you stretch a scary story out for 10 weeks or whatever, you know, it's like you have to start piling shit on. You know, it's never the same thing throughout. It's like vampires, and also there's some angry ghosts, and there's some this, and
I really love that structure, though, because I feel like a lot of the times, especially with stuff like sitcoms or any sort of syndicated TV or anything that gains any sort of degree of, like, serious popularity, people have a tendency to really just try to pump out whatever they can to just basically turn somebody's art into a cash cow, which fucking sucks to me. But, like... And, like, there's so many things that it's like they would be such good pieces of actual art if they could just wrap the story up and call it a day. But then to make it a thing where you can keep it going because each one's a different story. And they're doing things to tie all these stories into one another as well. So it's all part of one big extended universe, but you're getting all these different stories. It helps it not... Every season, it's actually something fresh, and you don't have to worry about it just being, like, overproduced garbage. I mean, there are probably some people that would argue that it is overproduced garbage, but...
Sometimes it hits a crescendo that seems, like, unnecessary to me, but, I mean...
I miss...
Like, within a season?
Yeah.
Well, you gotta remember, it's not a regular show. I was gonna say, if it shows that are built on the September through April model... have specific ups and downs in, like, what happens based on, like, ratings and viewership things. Yeah. So it's, like, always about 3/4 of the way through, there's going to be some sort of big cliffhanger moment because they take some time off for sports, and then they come back.
Yeah. Well, it's like, what I mean is, something will happen, and it doesn't seem like a rush decision, and it's weird. Like, in the Freak Show season... it's all
was the worst.
It's all pretty based in reality, like, to the extent of it was really just about people that, you know, that worked in a, like, sideshow, and all of the weird shit that happens. And then there's just one episode about a ghost that
I didn't even.
Oh yeah,
I didn't even finish that.
There's an episode just
I hated that.
It's just about a ghost who comes and collects bad.
Freaks. Oh yeah. No, I do remember that.
He comes on Halloween,
I got that far.
And he was a freak that died, and then I think until the very finale of that season, that ghost comes up, but for no reason.
I totally agree. It was out of, like, the context of the rest of the show. I was actually my favorite episode, though.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because I knew who that ghost was. I knew the story of that
and
ghost because they, like, based it from a real guy who had a like Siamese twin growing out of the back of his head.
Okay,
but
you want to talk about some unnecessary TV crescendos. There is a new show that just came out in this cycle of fall television. It's called The Brave, or The Braves. It's basically about, like, a U.S. Army Reserves, like, team that are, like, overseas, that they do, like, the exfil missions, like, stuff like that, like, highbrow, like, oh, we've got to, you know, get our target out of or we got to get our ally out of this, like, politically hot zone, or, like, this
some embassy that you got
some, like, that sort of thing. At the end of the very first episode, the first one, season 1, episode 1, they, like, have this cute little moment where they're like, oh, are you using that drone to watch us do this thing? Like, they're playing, like, soccer on the beach, and then you see this truck driving, like, just barreling down the beach, and she's just like, oh no, get off the beach, and then it just, like, cuts there. And I'm gonna go ahead and spoil it because nothing happens. That's the thing, is that then the next episode starts with them having a fucking cookout. They're sitting around having a cookout, 2 of them are playing horseshoes, and then they're just like, man, it sucks that bomb killed so many people on the beach, it's a good thing we didn't die anyway, and then they don't talk about it for the rest of the entire episode. I was like, you used a bomb going off by the team, like, heightening cliffhanger thing on your first episode for nothing? I'm still gonna watch it because
God.
like the lead guy and it's real hot. But
Literally everybody in the show is just giving the finger to the camera as they're talking.
I
and
was
stuff.
so pissed.
That was just to get an
That
exec to
sucks.
sign off on it.
They were like,
That guy's in the show that's an Amazon series called The Dome, Under the Dome. That guy who's hot that you're talking about.
Under the dome.
The show is not good.
Oh,
It's based on a Stephen King short story. Love the man.
is it still
Occasionally
going?
goes real off. No.
Okay,
It was
you were
3
talking about it in the
seasons.
present tense, and I was like, that is still
No,
happening.
he was
Okay.
saying that the guy was attractive, and I said
Right,
another
yeah,
place you
yeah.
can
Yeah.
see this attractive gentleman act and, you know, be all like hot and lift things. He's in Under the Dome. But that being said, that is a weird thing, and you'll be angry with each new episode because you're all like, wait, did the fucking rules change? What's happening right now?
oh, I love crap TV. Like I honestly enjoy it a little bit more whenever it's bad.
Did you guys ever watch Heroes?
Oh,
Which one is that?
what a
That was the one-
Heroes
goddamn
is the
appointment.
one,
That was the one that was
where they
awesome.
all get superpowers. Just like one day,
Because of
a
an
bunch of
eclipse.
people get it. Yeah. And there's a cheerleader played by
Scroll
Hayden
past it, never
Panettiere.
watched it.
Yeah, I was like,
She has a misspelled tattoo in Latin, by the way.
does she?
Yeah.
Where is it on her body?
I think it's on like her thigh or something. But
It's not something
she
they
got a-
added for Nashville?
I honestly don't remember, but because there was a lot of news about it that she got this tattoo in Latin and it's misspelled, and they were like, "Good job, idiot!" Like that was everyone, and she was just like, "Fuck, dude."
If I had asked that same question, it would have been way creepier.
What?
Where is it on her body?
Well, I mean, if you use that voice, yeah, and the fact that you
I gotta use the same voice that Amy used, though.
Well,
That was like, she was not, I mean, she was just breathing out.
I think the longest
but I'm-
that we've ever had direct
Yeah, there was
eye
eye
contact,
contact, like,
too.
a lot of
like,
it, yeah.
And I'm just
Also, you're drooling a lot.
It would have been worse though if
no,
you
I
didn't
mean-
make eye contact at all. So,
Yeah.
Where was it on her?
Also, I hate direct eye contact, so that's just my thing.
That makes sense.
What?
Well,
Oh,
good,
now
because
I'm
after
real
that,
excited.
I'm never looking at you again.
Yeah, no,
God.
it really bums me out. I do it to bum others out.
Next neighborhood, I'm writing a sketch. Please cast him in it, just staring on stage for 2 minutes straight.
Just staring?
Yeah.
Wait, at who?
Nothing.
Whomever I want.
No,
next
that.
to.
Well, I was gonna say because that's the whole thing is like to stare at an audience is
No,
to
no.
not stare at anything.
No, just stare at another.
Oh.
Or more.
Like if Amy were to
Deep.
talk about it, I mean, yeah, no, it's to stare at the space between people. That's what I do.
That's so mean.
Further deep.
Well, if I stare at them, I'm gonna get in my head because like that one person's reaction is that's who I'm doing it for. Then, so I have to stare between people.
It's so much easier just to do it for one person.
No, if I don't pick the right person, that's gonna fuck me up, you know. And I'm just going to the first person I look at. And it's like, that guy's wearing that, and I don't know if I want him to laugh at me. I don't know if that guy's approval is a win for me. You know, like,
See, as a large group, I have a hard time with them, but individually, I'm fine with them.
yeah, no. If I just pick like a really attractive, like put together person, and I can tell that immediately, then yeah, that'd be awesome. If I were just
No, I'm
doing
looking for the person
I'm their
who
private
looks
dancer.
like this is the best time they've had in a month or two,
Mm-hmm.
where like they're holding a lot of beers with them, but they're alone. There's an open seat on either side of them, and
Yeah.
there's couples on either side, so that they're extra sad.
See, I'm the opposite. I go for the people that like look like they're like not sure whether or not they're ready to have a good time. I really because I think like the nature of comedy, like really like everyone, like the people who are going there for the most part are usually going to laugh and have a good time or forget about what's going on. So like whenever that does happen, it feels very like normal ebb and flow of life in comedy sort of situation. But it's like the idea of somebody who's like, I'm gonna go to this comedy show, and then they just sit there with like arms crossed and like a straight face the whole time is so fascinating to me. I'm like, you knew what you were signing up for. Like maybe not the person specifically, but you knew that this was just gonna be like jokes. So what's going on, dude? I'm just like, I'm gonna make your stoic ass laugh. And I like to try to rope those people in because that is like what feels like success for me.
Yeah.
It's like when you can get somebody who's just like having a shit time to break and like be like, okay, yeah, I'll leave the shit. I'll put the shit aside.
Is that for both stand-up and sketch, or stand-up more, or improv, or?
Oh, definitely more for like stand-up.
Yeah, okay.
Whenever it's like improv and sketch, I honestly completely forget that the audience is there.
Yeah, I try to look at the back line.
Like I just try to like have as much fun in those moments as I can, because I know that if we're having fun and like genuinely enjoying what's going on, like they will too.
Yeah.
Because if you're too like heady about it, or like thinking about like, are they laughing? Like you're not actually doing the thing. Like you're not making art, you're seeking approval, which I think is the wrong way to approach it.
I think that's how my issues with the audience started, was being able to communicate that to people, where it's like, don't worry about it. They're here to have fun. They're already in the state of mind. Don't worry about it. But it ended up going really bad, and now I'm all like, the plebes.
Well, I definitely, when I notice more laughs when it's something I didn't think was funny. And then it's like, oh shit, now I have to, if in improv specifically, if somebody laughs or a group of people laughs at something that I didn't think was the joke, but then it is the joke, it's like, well, now I have to tweak what I'm doing because they think it's funny, and we can make that a game or whatever.
You second guess yourself all the time.
All the time.
100% of the time. Because Patrick's in Honeypot with me and Shay and Scarlett and Alexa, and I cannot tell you how many times before a show this guy's just like, okay, all right, I gotta think about it. And like you mentioned that you're nervous a lot, and I'm just like,
always.
And then like I'm standing there and I'm like half in the bag every time. And I'm just like, let's go make some fucking jokes, brother. And he's just like, I don't know.
I thought that was Honeypot shtick.
And then it's me going down a checklist of things.
Wait, can I ask?
Remember
But then, like,
this.
what happened in the bag?
Just,
You're drunk? Is that a phrase?
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
it's not.
Really?
It's not the full drunk.
They don't say that.
I got
in
the context, and I
Carolinas?
love it, but I've never heard that.
The bag around the thing.
Oh yeah, my family says that on the regs.
I love that.
half in the
Thank you
bag.
for that.
It's a
movie
great
like
because it just flows real well. Half in the bag.
There's a movie review group called Half in the Bag, I think, too, and it's they're real.
Is it like a movie review podcast?
It's a movie. It's like a YouTube thing, and they are somewhere out in the middle of Midwest nowhere, and so they have like a studio.
I'm sorry, Midwest nowhere listeners.
Yeah,
don't worry about it.
The reason I bring that up is like
town
they have basically a small airport hangar. It looks like. And that they can sustain with like their medium-sized productions of like ads and things in this YouTube channel. But because they're out there in the middle of nowhere where it doesn't cost anything to live, they have this like crazy set that they do their YouTube like reviews on. It's pretty
So what
cool.
you're saying is we need to vacate this popular city that we live in and go somewhere
If you want to
that
be a YouTuber.
nobody wants to live in.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, like, no, if you go to if you went to my hometown and just wanted to like shoot something anywhere on the street or like anything, no one would think to sue you. Like, no one would think to call you out on that because it's not.
Well, that's so funny though, because then you'd make like this really high quality art, and high quality good art is like the stuff that people notices. So then if you're putting it on YouTube, it gets monetized, and you start making money. But surprise, surprise, punk, you're in a tiny town where you don't have anything to spend that money on except for drugs. And the next thing you know, you're right back in Austin.
I'd be ordering so much Amazon Prime.
They sell drugs?
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know if they know they
Patrick
do. But
never
yes.
does drugs. It's like,
It depends. Well,
Yeah,
it's
but
just
don't
like,
tell them they do.
you get the drugs from ordering used Virgin Mary statuettes, and you have to check to see what rating that the shipper has.
if it says #lost, then you're good.
At this point, I just
No,
assume...
all of the drug ones, they have 4.2 stars.
Nice.
That's stupid.
I'm pretty sure UPS and FedEx are like the #1 drug dealers in the world right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
Because is the Silk
They just
Road
don't know
still a thing?
No, it got busted.
I know,
Yeah.
but
No, I
what
think
is
it's...
that?
I
Does
think
that mean they just got bigger and changed into a different thing?
No, I think they
now
shut
they're
it.
called Bitcoin.
Shut it down.
Yeah,
it's
fair
probably
enough.
one of those things where even if it were up, I would just assume that it's owned by a government agency now that's just
Yeah,
using it.
true.
To,
Oh,
well, I
for
know,
sure.
but I mean,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
I mean,
like they
shit,
do.
the government used to run a whole bunch of fake a bunch of very real child porn sites that were used to trap people who were interested in little children.
Yeah, it's real fucked up.
Didn't change the fact that they were still putting naked little kitties up on the
You
internet.
know, they
It's
actually-
like, is it good? Is it bad?
There was one. There
It's
was
bad.
Yeah.
one of those manufactured sites. Actually, like they found out became the #1 child pornography
Yeah.
site.
Mm-hmm.
How How did we get on child porn? How? How?
Amazon to drugs to porn.
Yeah.
Okay, can I dial back to Lost?
We're gonna pivot.
I was like, wait, no, I had something else because I was like, where did this go badly? Let me dial back to when you mentioned the Lost reference, right, to the